Yeah, the shorty has to go out, so I'll be right back. The shorty has to go out, so I'll be right back.
Quarterback Podcast, episode number 10. We're going to get into a bunch of bullshit. We're going to get into why Jeff Saturday, that's the goofiest shit we've ever seen. Cowboys play the Packers this week. Packers look like shit. Man, fucking day. Overslept. I was wanted to start at 7. I woke up at like 6:54. I was like, I'm going to take a 10-minute nap. Ended up being like an hour and a half nap. It's a rough for your boy. But I'm awake. I'm here. I got a Red Bull in my SpongeBob fucking cup. Of course, we got Goody. We got 2.0 swinging by. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Also, Brett Favre. Yeah, still go fuck yourself, Brett Favre. He's in a bunch of trouble still. So we're going to get a bunch of stuff. Pretty interesting week of football. Like I said, Cowboys were on bye. They play the Giants, or not, sorry, they don't play the Giants. They play the Packers this week. Packers look like shit. Tom Brady, I don't know why people are talking. They're like, oh, and that's why Tom Brady's fantastic. Tom Brady looked like shit, man. The Bucs look like shit. I really hope they don't make the playoffs. Really hope they don't make the playoffs. It looks like they might not. And, Falcons ended up not pulling it out, so the Falcons look a little bit rough. I mean, no one's above 500 in that division. Giants look good. Cowboys are still winning games. I'm not going to lie, I'm annoyed, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I have tickets to this Christmas Eve game, Cowboys-Eagles Christmas Eve game, so we'll see what happens because I do have tickets. I hope it's worth, like, all the marbles. But I'm not going to lie, if I wasn't getting nervous, and they're talking about the Cowboys signing OBJ, I don't think that that's going to be that monumental for whoever gets him. I can't. If you went to the Dolphins, I don't think that changes them that much. If you went to the Bills, I guess I could see it helping the Bills the most. But there's not really a team I could see where I'm like, man, Odell Beckham Jr. makes them that much better, and that includes the Cowboys. We need to see him come back from knee injury, but there's rumors of him going to the Cowboys now. We'll see. A lot of bullshit. Man, I was tired. I'm not going to lie. I was so tired. It's just been a long week. This weather fluctuating, getting the extra hour of sleep. I've been using it. And, for 2 days, it was like, yes, this extra hour of sleep. And then today it was like it vanished. And now I'm like, where the fuck did it go? I need it back. Whew. Rough, I'm telling you, man. We have 2.0 somewhere on the line. We also have Mr. Goody on somewhere. I know they're like kind of busy, so whenever they pop in. But I'm going to hop into a couple things that I pulled up that I just thought were funny as shit, man. There is a video that was posted. They're kind of sports related. This is Dallas, Texas TV. I've shouted them out before at Dallas, Texas TV. Their Twitter. Who do we have coming? Oh, shit, 2.0. The man under the bed. The man in the basement.
Yes, sir.
The Harry Potter
baby.
look-alike. Okay, well, so before I get into these videos, I don't know if you watch, I don't have that many clips, but there's a video of this mom having to use a net to fish out her kid like shit in the pool at Great Wolf Lodge. So the people that work at Great Wolf Lodge made like the parent go out there with a net and go get it themselves. I think that's genius. I think that that's how it should be. If your kid shits in the pool, you should have to go get it. I think that's totally fair. I don't think it's right. And like nowadays, I can tell you a lot of these kids that are like, oh my goodness, like 18, 19, any of them, they're not going into the pool to fish out your kid's shit. That's not happening. I'm telling you that right now. They don't need the job that bad. I had a friend who worked at like Skate Town, which is now, I believe, closed, which means it'll probably be turned into like an indoor urban air or one of these like ninja places where like adults and kids break their ankles. But he worked when it was a skating rink, and man, there'd be all sorts of wild shit that he would have to clean up at that job. I think that's partially why like skating rinks are closing, is because no high school kids want to go clean up like people's shit and stuff. But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts? I think that if your kid shits in the pool, especially at a place like Great Wolf Lodge, yeah, and there's no one there, but that's got to be embarrassing.
Well, depending on how old the kid is, I think the kid should have to go clean it up. Like,
oh, look out, dude. Joe is
if
saying...
that place is like, if if I'm a parent and that kid is gonna make me clean up my kid's poop out of the pool, I'm handing the net to my kid and being like, "You did it.
Yeah,
You
like
need to go clean it up."
go get that shit. Like no, upon God, upon on strength. What do I like to say? Uponeth thy Lord, no bonnet. Get your ass out there in the pool and clean that shit up. That's pretty awesome. That would be embarrassing because if you had to do that, you'd be on camera. So your kid's probably gonna get, well, I guess that you can't spank your kids anymore. A stern talking to, you're gonna lose your GameCube or some shit, or your like Steam Deck. But yeah, dude, I was like, damn, you would have to know like somebody's videoing me right now, scooping up my kid's shit in the pool with a net. I mean, is that now? I guess everybody has to get out of the pool too. There's like protocols.
Yeah, it's like in a Caddyshack when they threw the
Baby Ruth
candy bar. They had to drain the tub, like disinfect it, the whole thing. Yeah, I'm not getting back in the water if there's some kid just shitting there.
Yeah,
no way.
If there's a kid if I was in the pool when this kid shits in the pool, and it's not my kid, first of all, I'm applauding everybody for making that adult or someone who's related to that fecal matter floating in the pool to go pick it up. It's your job. I don't care if it's got a pole in it. You can get a stick with a pole and scoop it out from a distance and not get in the water. I'm cool with that. But you're like, bro, take this pole dog, you doing the scooping, like no cap, your kid just shit in the pool. You gotta go clean that up. And it's probably not, like, I don't know, if I worked as a lifeguard at a place like Great Wolf Lodge where it's like a kid's water park where people spend the night, I wouldn't be wanting to clean up. There's probably shit everywhere, man. Obviously they have a protocol. Not the first time. That is not the first time they've made a parent go in and go get it, to be so confident and be like, go clean your kid's shit up. Like, that's like, while it's fair, I feel like that's a boss fucking move. You just walk up on someone, go clean up your kid's shit. Here you go. You make them go get in the pool, So they already had the steps for this were already like laid out. They've done this before. You better go get it. You better go get you better get your ass in there. You better get on this boogie board and paddle your ass out there. Clean up this kid's shit. Bro, yeah, no way. So that absolutely had me dying when I watched that. I was like, it has nothing to do with sports, but I have to put this video in. Also, another video, this guy, I saw one, I couldn't find the clip. It's a woman, she's running this marathon, and I guess she like chugs a Four Loko or something. I think it might be bullshit. But there's one where this guy, there's a marathon running at the New York Marathon, and this guy is standing out there with a bong and a lighter trying to get people to hit this weed while they're running by in the marathon, and everyone's just ignoring him. Would you hit it? I feel like I don't know. There's too many people around.
Where I was at in the race.
Well, right now you're in front of a building, and let me tell you what it is. See, this has more to do with sports. A little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Like a laser hair removal. Yeah, laser hair and skincare. Laser hair removal and skincare building. There's a guy hanging out at like a bus stop. Bunch of blue tape. Dude, this guy's just chilling, holding this bong out. I might. It depends. I'd be a little sketched out, like someone would see me. Did you see this score? It was, I guess it's in Canada. It's where it was IMG Academy. They called a game at halftime, and it was 96-0 at half. So they called the game. Did you see this shit?
Yeah, that was insane. It was almost like, I wonder if that's even a real school, or if it's like a Bishop Sycamore situation like they did like last year or 2 years ago.
I did see that. I mean, I don't know. That's fucking wild to me. That's to mercy rule it. Like, I'm running right now. They're like showing all these clips. I mean, first of all, it's Canadian football, so it sounds like they're both like private schools. I mean, when it comes to, I guess, rappers, they gave us Drake and a couple other people. Basketball players, I mean, I guess there's some good Canadian basketball players. Isn't Zion from Canada? But there's duds like, what's his name? By the Cavs. Bennett, maybe? Fat Boy. He sucked. He was from Canada. So I don't know if I trust anything coming out of Canada right now when it comes to their like athleticism for the most part. So one of them looks polished. The other team looks like they've never played football in your life. There was like 3 or 4 over the head snaps in these highlights where there was like 2 punts that it went out the back of the end zone, a couple botched snaps that were recovered in the end zone. I mean, it's like effortless.
But yeah, so that's it was IMG Academy, right?
Yeah, IMG Academy.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, it's this like basically academy that they set up in Florida specifically for sports. So kids will go all over the nation down to IMG Academy because they got like a bunch of high tech stuff. They got the best coaches.
Yeah,
I think when I was coming out of high school, they had 25 kids go D1.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like in basketball. There's like Lincoln High School and stuff. There's always schools that are just dominate. Mission Viejo in California. That's where like Mark Sanchez went to school. I mean, shit, where I played in high school football, Carroll's another one, more a public school. But these private academies, yeah, I mean, they can just recruit the fuck out of people. It's pretty nutty. So yeah, I mean, so to go up against a random prep school and just beat the fuck out of them, that's absurd, man. That's not even fair. And yeah, I got the highlights playing right now, and there's just like whiffed punt that is like a safety or a snap over the head out the back of the end zone, a fumble. I mean, these guys are running the ball and it's effortless. They're literally stepping over these kids.
Like another thing, when you have a big powerhouse school like IMG Academy, I don't even know if they're like a Florida high school sports governing body, whatever it's called, like accepts them into like regular Florida sports, and like if they can compete for the Florida state championship.
I don't think they can.
It's hard to find teams that want to play IMG Academy because it's full of D1 players. Like, they probably had to pay this Canada team so that they could go out there and play them because they need to find anybody to fill their schedule.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody wants to play them because they're just gonna dominate you, just out there fucking listening to Kid Rock, just ball with the ball, the bang, just fucking you up, man. I wouldn't be down with that either. Shatter some kid's hopes and dreams before he even gets to go to college. Hella rough. There's this other video. I kind of think I can play the audio for this. It's this. There's this like grandma, man. I guess it's some bodega, and this old woman. Looks like a chopped cheese sandwich, but she's shooting, man. She's got a pretty good shot. But this grandma's gangster. I saw this and I had to fucking put this clip.
That's your neighbor?
193 in the motherfucking building.
Yeah, I feel like she used to be a baller.
What you doing? Let me see.
You could tell when she was younger, she was like a real gangster. Like probably pretty good at basketball. Like, she's a badass. I would not. She seems like she's a badass. I would not fuck
That's
with
your neighbor?
her.
Yeah.
193 in the motherfucking building.
I think it's empty pack of Newport she shoots. Yeah, it is. And she's like, I'm nasty with it. I need to clip this shit.
I like that one. Let's
I'm
go.
nasty. I'm nasty with it. That's my neighbor.
Dude, she's
too.
great.
That's your neighbor?
193 in the motherfucking building.
And I'm not into the city, but man, like when I see shit like this, it makes me wish I lived in like downtown, like, you know what I'm saying, like somewhere in the Bronx or in Philly or Chicago. I know that sounds dumb, but like, just I don't know. They're such characters and so interesting. And you see people like this in Dallas, but I don't know. There's no like little bodegas that are serving up sandwiches like this. I guess in Texas, it's always like breakfast tacos, burritos, stuff like that. Maybe burgers or random barbecue. But I'm telling you, man, just like the characters that you see in these videos, not to mention like the slamming food they're showing in these bodegas, man, it makes me want one. I'm nasty with
You
it.
playing ball? I like that one. Let's go.
I'm nasty.
Yeah, you never know what kind of characters you're gonna run into in those big cities.
Yeah, and she does have a good shot. Her follow through's good, you know. Her shot motion is good. She's kind of hunchback,
193 in the motherfucking building.
so I wouldn't suggest her posture on the shot. But she's pretty good. Oof. Okay. Yeah, man. I'm glad you got to see that clip. When I saw that, I about fucking died. I'm nasty with it. So right now, and I'm playing a clip. It's Stingley, Derek Stingley Jr. getting dominated. Eagles dominated the Texans. What do you think? Are the Eagles going to go to the Super Bowl? Are we I think we're bad. I think we're the best team in football. Maybe the Chiefs, but I think we're better than the Bills. Personally, I think we look more complete. We don't turn the ball over as much.
So.
Yeah, because they don't turn the ball over as much. Knock on wood. But beat the Texans. Let's go, Birds. And now we got to play Heineke this week. How you feeling about your Broncos country?
I don't know. I do kind of like him against the Titans. I know that's kind of crazy to say after the Titans nearly beat the Chiefs.
I'm getting booed for that.
I don't know. There's just something about it. Like, Broncos are coming off the bye week. Nathaniel Hackett got an extra week to prepare for this Titans team. We saw what they did against the Chiefs. Maybe this is just the optimistic fan in me, but I don't know. I feel like it'll be a closer game than most people expect.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, no, I don't know. I don't like your chances. I mean, I don't know what you guys are going to do after this year. You have so much money tied up into Russell Wilson. Yeah, you'll be curious. This is like everybody. There's maybe, like I said, maybe like 3 or 4 teams. I think the Vikings are like fake good. I mean, everyone's pointing out their schedule, how weak their schedule is, or the road to being like 7-1. I mean, like they lost to us and we beat the shit out of them. But I'm not that. I don't believe. I think, and I said before, I don't think they were. I think this Cowboys team and Giants team is better than the Vikings probably. But it's such a top-heavy division. Even over in the AFC, it's super top-heavy. Like, if you guys rattle off, like, 5 or 6 wins, you could, like, in a row, you could easily be like, okay, like, looking in pretty good shape. And I think you could, I mean, obviously, McDaniel just got, how do you feel about that? Raiders firing their boy, or was that even true? I don't know. I think Josh McDaniel's still there. Who knows, man?
Yeah, I think he's still there.
Twitter's got so many fake Schefflers, so many Adam Schefflers.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of him at the end of the season. He's bad. He was a shitty head coach in Denver.
He just got the job, man.
Shitty head coach in Vegas. Like,
he just got that job.
I don't know. I feel like after seeing him blow so many leads in games, like, how do you keep him?
I don't know why he leaves to go do anything like that. He should just hang out and be like working with the Patriots for forever. I'd be riding that Patriots train, man. Like, fuck the Patriots. But if I was one of those like players or was on that coaching staff and was on like the first 3 Super Bowls, I don't know why you ever left. I wonder how many people like on their staff who's been there for every single ring. There's got to be a couple guys. Because everyone who's left, like, kind of ended up sucking.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever else they went,
if I was Josh McDaniels, I would have just stayed in New England, wait till Belichick retired, and then just moved into the head coaching spot there. I think that would have been best case scenario. Because he also got like his, I don't know. I assume he has a family. Like, you give them that stability, you're able to work up. Like, you're already established in the Patriots organization. Just bid your time. Bill Belichick likes you. And then once he retires, because the Patriots suck, step on in there.
Yeah. Listen to you, the family man. Do you see Baker Mayfield played? Baker Mayfield was out there. I have a clip of him. He's playing, like, scout team defensive tackle. He came in and lit it up, too, when he was chucking the ball around, but they were down like 35-0 or something to Cincinnati. But is this the return of Baker Mayfield, do you think? Do you think he makes a comeback? Is it possible?
Maybe, because he is like a highly competitive guy. He has had success, and so maybe this was like the kick in the nuts that he needed.
Fuck Baker.
Kind of like light that fire under his ass, but...
No way, man. He is fucking sinking fast, dude. I can't stand Baker Mayfield. It's good to see. I honestly, like, he's just kind of obnoxious. So I'm glad that I'm not seeing a shit ton of commercials with his ugly face on him being like, oh, I live in the stadium. Oop, I didn't flush.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, shut up, dude. Get out of here. Stupid. So to see him playing Scout Team DT, I mean, I don't want him to like not obviously not have a job, but I just never really like cared for his personality when he was at Oklahoma. I thought that video of him trying to run from the cops all drunk was hilarious when he got tackled, which you know ended up being good foreshadowing for his NFL career because he gets hit a lot, holds the ball too long. I don't know. He's like a poor man's Drew. He's a less likable Drew Brees. Because Drew Brees didn't have like a cannon of an arm. I'd say Baker's got just as good of an arm, and he's supposed to be all like, "Oh, I'm accurate," but that's most of these Oklahoma quarterbacks. They end up sucking. What they do, right?
Yeah, no,
I'm trying to
it's
think
true.
like who's like the best, who's like the most successful Oklahoma quarterback we've seen so far in the NFL.
Sam Bradford.
Yeah, right. That's sad. Sam Bradford. Hustling the league for hundreds of millions of dollars. Sam Bradford, talk about hitting a lick. Like, Sam Bradford is one of the people why they're like, all right, dude, we got to rethink these contracts. This shit's getting out of control. We're paying these people too much. Like, Matt Stafford got a huge deal. He got like a 68, something like that, some absurd amount of money where he came into the league, hadn't played a snap, and was the highest paid player on the team. And we watched these quarterbacks start to bust, and they got rid of it. I mean, Baker was a #1 overall pick. I guess you could say Kyler, but Sam Bradford had more longevity. I guess he played longer, but he was always hurt. That boy was made out of fucking super glass, man. If Geno Smith had a glass jaw, dude, that dude was made of like, oh my gosh, he was always hurt. I remember when Sam Bradford was an Eagle, always hurt, always fucking hurt. We had Sam Bradford and Chip Kelly and DeMarco Murray. That was the stupidest thing. I digress. We're still waiting on Goody. I know he had to walk the dog, so hopefully he shows up here in a second. But before he pops up, you sent me video. Tell me about what it went on with your. Oh shit! He disappeared like a magician.
No, I've been literally like here for like 30 minutes.
You said walk through, like, you can just hop in whenever, man. All you gotta do is just hop in.
No, I know, but I didn't want to steal any thunder. Like I thought it was great. Like yeah, I didn't want to like I had nothing to add.
There's no thunder to steal. Well, Joe. So well, we got Goody here, Big Schultz. Now we got 2.0. Everybody in the house. He had to walk the dog. I overslept. Joe's back locked underneath the stairs. He said, so you sent me that video. There's only sand in the basement, and that was all just carpet and plastic y'all had laid down to keep from sand from getting all over the house. So Goody, he sent me this video. They had a beach party. So they covered the entire, like, I guess it looked like, I thought the whole house was covered in sand for a second. I was like, you guys are psychopaths. But it looked like it was the basement. They had a big party where they filled the whole place with sand. And then he sent me a video.
No, I know. I remember us talking about that, but
he sent a video and it was of that, like of him walking through, and I guess in all the protective measures they'd put in place to keep the sand out. The sand didn't look that sketchy either. It actually looked pretty nice.
What the fuck's going on, dude?
No, he sent me a video.
Sand.
Yeah, he sent me a video of like with a crazy little like MTV Cribs video. But I didn't really discuss it with him. Just the sand for the beach party. Like how? Yeah. Like how was it? What went down? Did you see boobs?
Did not see any boobs.
You wrapped it up, dog. Like Papa Schultz says. The 3.0s.
But no, I mean it was a good time. It's like, so we do it for a full week, and so we have like basically the whole week leading up to Saturday is kind of like for us. We can just go hang out, party in the sand whenever we want. And then Saturday is our like big beach party where like anybody can come. Like, but then all of us
literally
have to stay sober. It's like there's just a lot going on, and better if we're just sober to monitor it all.
So you
Can I ask you this? Can I ask you this? Out of like all the fraternities that like are at your school, like are you guys like top tier, bottom tier, mid tier? Like how would you rank it?
So keep in mind I am biased, but we are
Oh
definitely
yeah.
the best. Only have 3 fraternities with houses. There's like a couple like weird stragglers who like claim they're Greek houses, but they're not. It's just a bunch of kids who didn't get into any of the other houses and just started their own fraternity. Well, more power to them with that. I don't really have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But
Dang, dude. Shots fired, dude. He's calling
Yeah.
him out.
All
Look out,
right.
dude.
Recruit him, dude.
Yeah.
Recruit him.
Lambda, lambda, lambda. So, yeah, because he's at like a super brainiac leaders of the world engineering school. So,
How many sororities are there?
there's 2 sororities. One of them like just changed their names and like started this whole new sorority because they got in trouble with their nationals over something. I don't even know what. But they had to like start this new sorority. Call it Beta Delta Mu or BAM, I guess is
bam,
why
son.
they
yeah.
use those letters.
Bam, they back on the scene. I forget. That's some drama, dude. Some Greek drama in the Badlands of the Dakotas.
Well, dark alert, like you guys are doing better than me because my fraternity is permanently disbanded from San Diego State because somebody died. But yeah.
Of course. They're really
Yeah,
permanent.
thankfully we haven't had any of that, so
Yeah.
I don't think we will.
So you
Yeah.
guys so that all the bros get to party in the sand like Top Gun during the week, and then you let everybody else party in the sand on the weekends while you all play lifeguard.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we kick them all out and just get drunk on the beach again.
Okay.
Who like wait, you all have to like stay sober or just like a selected few?
So for the beach part, so normally for parties, like just our younger guys have to stay sober.
Yeah.
But because our beach party is like our biggest party of the year, I think we had like 300 some people at our house. Like,
Oh, I thought you meant I had to stay sober. I was like, whoa.
well, yeah, for the beach party, they do have to stay sober, like when everybody else is in our house, just so we can kind of monitor everything, make sure nothing bad happens. But then once they're gone, like, we all start drinking again.
Yeah.
Okay. See, and that's the extra step. So I applaud you and your frat because you know what? We got 300 people in the house. We're gonna keep it sober, keep an eye out, and then we'll get fucked up later. I like that. I like your style. But dang, dude, shots fired. You're talking shit, dude. You're talking shit about this ragtag group, a frat, dude.
Shout out Bam.
Yeah, shout out Bam, dude. Getting banned nationally and then Bam back on the scene like fucking Darkwing Duck, dude. What's the name of this ragtag group of frat dudes?
Oh, we're gonna give him a free plug.
Yeah, I want to know who they are. That takes balls to not make it in any club and then be the kid that starts their own club.
That's what I thought my fraternity was, and then no.
No, you guys, no, y'all were on the outs already. They're like, all right, just get him the fuck out of here.
No, it's like a national, like JFK was like in my fraternity.
Tight.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah, they're Kai-Sai. Or
Kai
chips, I guess you could say.
Chips. Kai-Sai.
Like Kai and then PSI for the Psi.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know. I think it's weird. I don't calling a fraternity chips, but
It's all weird.
Yeah, it is. That frat stuff's weird. There's like, I encounter large groups of frat dudes from time to time, and they're just obnoxious.
It's not a frat, bro. It's a fraternity.
They'll dress the same.
No.
Well, not in San Diego. Well, kind of, I'm sure.
Well, I think just culture in general is like, regional.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I could see that. So Brett Favre is back in the news, is back in trouble. I don't know if you guys saw this. Apparently, 2 concussion drugs that he plugged and was like, hey, these things are great. They were backed by Brett Favre. Prevacus and Pressol MD exaggerated the effectiveness of their drugs in order to raise money. Supposedly some of that money came from welfare people as well.
What the fuck is going on?
Brett Favre, dude, is a huge piece of shit.
When does he get arrested?
I don't know. It's mind blowing to me that he's able to like walk around, and he already was like, I didn't do anything wrong. Brett Favre is a huge piece of shit, but I didn't know that there was some like concussion CTE drugs that Brett Favre was plugging, so I didn't even know that existed.
He needs to take them.
Yeah, take something other than the pills or whatever the fuck, the Vicodin or whatever the hell he's addicted to. He's crazy, man. What a fucking mess. How is he? I hope he has to testify and it's like on TV. That'd be awesome. And they would have like
who wants to see that?
Well, no, it depends if they had like the right booth call it, because it's Brett Favre, so you would have to have somebody call it. It'd have to be fucking the ghost of Pat Summerall and John Madden would like come back from the grave and do the play-by-play of the trial.
No, Tony Romo.
No, well, you could be Romo, but I think you need like an Al Michaels or something. You need like one of those classic voices that we associate with Brett Favre.
Yeah, Al Michaels wants to like kill himself like doing Thursday Night Football. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this would be the opportunity of a lifetime. You put him on court TV. You have Al Michaels and like Nancy Grace. Sold. I'd watch that. I would watch the fuck out of that trial.
Okay.
You wouldn't?
I don't know, but is that what we want? I just want him to go to jail.
Well, I want him to go to jail too, but there'd have to be a trial. There'd have to be trial, and I wanted one to watch that trial. Is all I'm saying. There'd be good bets on that too. Like, how many times does Brett Favre get like the pill shakes, and you'd be like, oh, like over under 8. You'd be like over for sure. He's nervous.
It's the wrong GB this time. It's Guantanamo Bay for your ass, bro.
Ooh, Brett Favre in Guantanamo. That'd be. I mean, I don't know. That might be a little harsh. I think you just put him in like a really poor, low income area of Mississippi, like county jail, Gen Pop. You just put him in some Gen Pop in a rough area. Like, find an area where the largest amount of people would have received the money that he got for his daughter's like pickleball court or whatever the fuck. Go find out whatever area of Mississippi where a majority of that money would have been dispersed and put him in their Gen Pop jail system. I think that'd work out real well for him.
No, would not.
How? Yeah, and Brett Favre's kind of, all these old quarterbacks are kind of mumbling. Like, how is he gonna be like, man, my CTE was going crazy, and then I took these pills and I felt better. Like, what's the plug on that? Or to this day, I feel the effects of my concussions from playing in the NFL. That's why I only wear real comfortable jeans, Wranglers. And then he's like doing some sort of goofy shit. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know how a stupid kind of pilled out former retired quarterback is going to be good at selling your concussion medicine.
Well, there's also wasn't there like a copper brand like thing that he was hawking as well?
Oh yeah, well that's that Tommy Copper. That's the sleeves
and
like that's now there's one where it's got menthol in it. I saw it today. It was like, oh, Tommy Copper now with menthol. I was like, now they're just putting menthol and copper and like fucking knee sleeves, and it's all like
sounds tight.
There's like videos like Jerry
now with out Brett Favre.
Well, yeah, they had the Brett Favre when we had like the little elbow sleeve. And he was like, "Oh man, I feel like I could go back out there and take a couple Xannies and go out there and play a full game again." You're like, Jesus, Brett, calm the fuck down. But he had the little elbow sleeve, and it'd be him throwing passes to Jerry Rice, and I want to say Tim Brown in one of them in an old school one. But yeah, Tommy Copper, man, they have the little bracelets that help with calm your nerves on your pressure points when you're playing golf. Tommy Copper.
Yeah, they're not making the what was the big hurt money on the testosterone.
Yeah, that's very true. But do you know anybody who has ever used Tommy Copper? Was there anyone, Joseph, in your locker room in college that used Tommy Copper, like arm sleeves or knee sleeves, and swore by them? I've never met anybody.
when I was in high school, we had some kids, like some old linemen that like grew really fast at a young age, so they wore like knee sleeves.
Yeah,
I don't know if they were like the copper sleeves or something, but that's really the only thing I can think of.
that would be weird. I'm growing so fast, my body hurts. That'd be epic.
Why not? Yeah, he's just such like an American, like, from the Midwest, or I don't know, not the Midwest, but what would you call that? Like Colorado,
The great,
like
the Great Plains. No, I mean I don't know.
no,
It's the
definitely not the
from
plains.
yeah, from I don't know the
Mountain
mountains.
West, Mountain West, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're
Good
saying
old boy.
you're saying he is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's a nice kid. Brett,
I don't see how that works, but okay.
but see, Brett Favre is like a pilled out guy from the South. Then he's like stealing poor people's money.
Yeah.
So shout out Brett Favre. Hopefully you end up in jail soon. You're a garbage person, and obviously those pills don't work because you've been. I mean, now this I'm talking about not the pills he's addicted to, the brain pills that he was promoting that got like I think it was like 2.3 million dollars in funding supposedly from welfare funds. Like how much of this welfare money did Brett Favre control, dude? He's like El Chapo with welfare checks, man. In Mississippi, it's wild. Just passing money out to all sorts of people.
What? Like, why does he need the money? I don't get it.
That was
It's
money for
kinda-
other people. That's not even his company. He's just like I'm sure he got some sort of kickback for it. But that's a lot of
Jesus
money to
Christ.
just like for Brett Favre to decide where it goes. You
What
get
is wrong with them, dude?
dude, seriously. You need to build my daughter a volleyball court. I need $5 million. They're like, okay, like is he Dr. fucking Doom or something like that with some laser? Is he Lex Luthor? Like, give me your welfare
Apparently.
checks or I'll melt the city. Like I don't understand.
I feel like we've had this conversation.
No, not to
like,
this extent, because before we've touched on how he's just garbage, but this is like a whole nother level of
Jesus
absurd. The
Christ.
fact that he's like that doctors, lying scientific doctors, found a pilled out ex-quarterback jean salesman who sells copper-filled sleeves to help them get more money from the government for a drug that they were lying about. How does that I'm tearing up right now. How does this even happen? How does this even happen? It's so it's like the sort of fuckery that has to go on amongst these people to come up with the plan and be like, this is it. And then they had the governor be like, nah, man, you can't do that. That's completely illegal. And they're like, oh, well, we've already like been doing this shit. So sorry, bro. I just don't understand it. It's so goofy to me.
He has like more money than Mississippi, like in itself. Like
I know.
What is he doing?
If he wanted good press, he could single-handedly like help fix the fucking water crisis.
Why does he need press? Like, just shut the fuck up and go home.
Well,
dude.
that's what I'm saying is he has enough money and clout, obviously, to get the government to bend at Brett Favre's whim because they're just passing out money like Daddy Warbucks in like Annie in the fucking Annie 2 on fucking Broadway. So they're just passing out money left and right. Brett Favre can easily be like, hey, let's give some of these poor people their money too. Hey, how about we fix some of this water shit? If they're going to throw money around like that for Brett Favre, all he'd have to do is like put his face on the cover of like a humanitarian effort to fix all the water issues or at least put some effort into it. And the government would for the first time and forever, they would dump some of that 80 or 90 million dollars a year in welfare help they get, and they would pump it into the people if Brett Favre told him to, but he chose to steal it. He's like the Pied Piper of Mississippi state funds, and he just puts it all in his.
Well, in that infrastructure deal that Biden passed, like there is going to be like $400 million going in to fix their water shit.
Yeah, but I mean, they've been getting so much money to help these people in so many
No,
other
I know,
ways,
I
and then
know.
like also like Mississippi's like, no, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do anything like that. If you give us that money, we're just gonna give more money to Brett Favre. What do you think about that, Joe Biden? And now they look like idiots, and all these people are being charged. Whoever I can't remember their names, but
You deserve it, Mississippi.
yeah, well, whoever the governor is now, who is like, yeah, you can't do that. That guy was probably like, what the fuck is going on? Why the fuck is Brett Favre texting me about millions of dollars?
Office?
He wants me to put in a board game lounge at his kid's 8th grade library. What the fuck is Brett Favre calling me for? His kid's supposedly into D&D, and I gotta buy this fucking thing, dude. Get out of here. So yeah, that just popped up. It keeps getting worse, and obviously, and we can touch lightly on it, but I mean, like, I think Kyrie Irving's an idiot. I've thought Kyrie Irving was an idiot for quite a while. We don't have to talk about the dumb shit that he's done or said per se, but we can like avoid the topic. But he's just another like idiot athlete. So whenever people compare Brett Favre and him, I'm like, yeah, like I think that Brett Favre deserves way more attention for this shit. And Kyrie Irving's also just like a dumbass, and he enjoys the attention, whether it's good or negative. So and they're like,
yeah,
oh,
like
why is he doing all this? I'm like, because he likes it.
I was gonna mention this, like the Knicks and the Nets are playing right now, and like I turned it on, I was like, am I watching a real NBA game? Because it was just like 3-pointer, ball goes out, they run down the court, 3-pointer, nobody even like there's no defense. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like, am I watching like a 2K game? Like it was like weird to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the same. Like the way the game's played, it's definitely.
I was just like it was just, yeah, I was like in shock. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I had it on mute, so maybe that was it. But I mean, I was just like, this is weird. Like it was like 15 points, like in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, but I mean, the Knicks are awful. The Nets are pretty shitty. So it's also like, no.
I mean, the Sixers are shitty, but the Nets, I mean, they could make a run.
I mean, I guess Ben Simmons has got to like get his life together, and Kyrie Irving's got to stop being a douche nozzle.
No, it's a shit show, but I mean, there is. I mean, I just wouldn't just count out Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Did you see? I know I was going to ask you earlier, but now you're here, Goody. We were talking about this football game where this team got called at halftime, 96-0. It was this IMG Academy versus the school from Canada. Would you bet?
Yeah, I heard you guys. Yeah.
Are there lines on high school football games? Like that's got to be mega illegal, right? To bet on high school football, got to be.
Well, in California, we just resoundingly shut down sports gambling, which is ridiculous. Because of the Indians. Not scared to say that, but yeah, it has to be like on the black market for sure if you're gonna bet on a high school game.
Yeah, that's got to be. I mean, you got to be really addicted to high school to gambling too to bet on that. But I feel like that would be an easy bet. I don't know if anybody took that bet. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna stop talking about betting on high school football games because that's.
Well, I think Elwood just joined us because he wants to bet on high school games.
Who wants to join us? Who wants to bet on high school games? Let's go, dude. Let's get some action.
I've never bet on sports once.
Oh, Elwood in the house. The dad.
I took one parlay bet in Vegas for baseball because it was a fuck it too good.
And did you hit it?
You've never bet on sports?
No, the Yankees. It was 3 things that had happened in 3 different games, and the Yankees fucked us. But it was like a $50 bet that could have been $1,000. So I was like, fuck it. I'll waste $50 on that odds.
That's the only time you've bet on sports.
Yeah, if you don't consider this year being my first year playing fantasy football.
Yeah,
Jesus
I mean, I guess
Christ.
no, because he's a poker player. So there was a period.
So am
where
I.
He would just play online poker all day. So
It's more of I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, and so the games already crush me, I can't lose money at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't seen you in a while since Dak's been back, so welcome back, Elwood. How?
Still can't see him.
Yep. You had your wedding, which I was in, which was fun. You got your house, so you're like dad, husband, in it up. How you feeling about your Cowboys, and how have things been since we've heard from you, man?
Good. How's coming along, everything. But yeah, I can't be happier with the Cowboys. And I hope if we don't crush Green Bay, yeah, I'm gonna be very devastated.
I hope y'all don't. I hope y'all lose.
Well, Aaron Rodgers played like garbage last week. Honestly, I think this was one of the worst weeks in a while as far as the games I watched. The Rams Buccaneers was maybe the most boring football game I've ever watched in the history of games. And if Brady had
was like,
Sports Center would have had nothing to talk about. That's all they talked about. He's back. The last drive.
yeah, that was like the Super Bowl was like the most boring fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah,
like Rams Bucks.
Super Bowl, you know. At least if there's a trophy at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I saw that coming because the Bucks are pretty shitty, and yeah, look at Tom Brady out there making his magic happen. I'm like, I don't care. Like, he looks like trash. They look so inconsistent. They look so bad. I still think they don't make the playoffs, and the Rams are really bad. Stafford's in concussion protocol. He might not be back. They're so banged up. Like, they just look like trash too. So
I'm not gonna lie. My fantasy this week was a week low of 55 points for my whole team, and my opponent had Mixon, which got 53 himself.
Yeah, Mixon killed it, man. I always liked Joe Mixon though, minus the whole like him being kind of dumb. But he was always.
How about like when he punched like
That's
a
what I'm
female?
saying. Like he was like, but I mean, I'm not trying to make a lot.
Was that in college?
Yeah, he was like 18. He was like 18 or 19 and was drunk at some bar.
I mean, who hasn't punched a woman when you're 18? I mean,
no.
What are we talking about?
That's I'm saying. I'm telling you what happened. He was supposedly at some bar, underage, and was
supposedly
drunk.
it's on camera.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, well, I don't think the altercation happened in a bar. It happened in like I think it happened in a restaurant. There's been but he got kicked.
He was at a bar and punched her in the face.
I'm trying to think about which one because I know there was the guy from Florida State who did the same thing. One of them happened in a restaurant.
Oh.
But okay, so he was 18 at OU. That happens. He hits this girl. Got suspended, basically got kicked out of school, suspended, removed from the football team, and had to go through a long process to go back to school. So while I do not agree with that or condone anything like that, and that's what I said is he's a good player, but he's also like done some stupid shit in his life. But I wouldn't compare what he's done to some of the other things that we've seen, in that he was like 18. Sat there, got kicked out of school, went through the process of getting reinstated at the same school. So I think that like his path to being in the NFL, he got punished severely and swiftly right when it happened, where we've seen other people get a pass for the entire time they were in college, or, you know, Tyreek Hill, who left his school to go play at some shitty smaller school to then try to go to the NFL, you know, and still has these like abuse allegations attached to him since he's been into the league. So while Joe Mixon, yes, has done some really stupid shit when he was younger, I think he's shown more like contrition and shown more depth as a person to try to make those adjustments, and has since that happened. You know, I don't think he's ever tried to duck it or dodge it or act like none of that happened. I think that's what we're used to seeing from these guys. You know, maybe anyone. I don't think that's an outlandish thing to say.
No,
it's like,
is Elwood rolling a joint on camera?
Oh no, probably, dude. Dude, you look so fuzzy. You're muted right now, and you look hairy as fuck, dude. Your beard is so grizzly. You're muted, bro. No one can hear you.
Oh, I'm on push to talk. I didn't even realize. No, there we go.
Smooth move, Smellwood.
All right. Yeah, you didn't see the new office all decorated and all my toys?
Nah, man, when I was there helping you put that stuff up, it was all like still being done. I don't even think you had doors on that. Oh, we just lost him.
There he is.
Pop up. No, I hope the Cowboys and Eagles actually see each other deep in the playoffs this year.
You want us to play 3 times?
Fuck yeah, why not?
I hate
Yeah, that would,
it's always
that
boring.
would be the defining game if Cowboys win game 2 and it's all about game 3 in the playoffs when it matters. All right, hold on. I'm getting yelled at by the wife. 1 second.
All right, so here we go.
What's happening, dude?
I don't know, dude. It's pretty great. Elwood, haven't seen him for a few episodes. Appeared out of nowhere. It was just a voice. I've never bet on sports before either. Like what? What the fuck just happened? That was amazing. He just took the show by storm, dude. He just swooped in and stole it all.
What just happened?
That was so great. That was absolutely fantastic.
He's like the Brett Favre of this podcast.
Yeah. Seriously, all we're missing is like he'd have to start with the dick pic. Just start with that. You'd have to.
You like turn on the camera just to like leave.
Yeah, now it's the fan. That's all. Hold on, I'm getting yelled at by the missus. That's great. That's amazing. That was just.
Was he rolling a joint?
Oh, he's back.
No, I don't roll joints. Actually, I've never been able to roll a joint.
Well, you also don't gamble on sports. So
I have. I was raised on glass, so I'm a bowling man.
No,
That's what in the future. That's what
What
we're
is
gonna
that a
say
shot?
when we're like old men. They'll be like, I don't like the vapes. I grew up on glass. I'm a bong man. It sounded all old timey. That's pretty great.
Yeah, I might have not have ever bet on sports, but taken some shrooms at the Fort Worth Zoo. So yeah,
That's gotta be intense.
so have I.
That's that's a sport in itself right there.
I might have taken shrooms earlier today.
high school field trip.
Well, you get the mushrooms like delivered via drone to you, right? Or whatever the fuck, since you live out in LA.
Yeah.
And then
Get those penis envies out there.
Yeah, but they're not as good as the other ones. I've taken those though.
you've taken some penis envies.
Yeah.
Dude, they look like little dicks. They're kind of hilarious.
Don't all mushrooms?
Not penis envies are the only ones I've ever seen the cap like literally form over the stem like a head of a dick. It's the weirdest thing. Because when my buddy told me the name, I thought he was joking, and then I saw him and I was like, oh, that's why they're named.
Interesting. Hey
Yeah.
man, come take these dick mushrooms. I picked them up back there, brother.
College sports news, I don't know if y'all talked about it. The number 1 prospect in the nation for linebacker is turning away from A&M and going to UT.
Oh, who cares? UT sucks. Boo. And then we always like, do we just lose him again?
Why are you booing UT?
Why am I booing UT?
Yeah.
Because they're just annoying. UT, OU, OSU, they're all just like, we're good, I'm good, and they all suck. Every time they play anybody else, they suck.
Nah, I didn't go to Texas, but it's like a lot of the homies did.
Yeah, irrational fandom.
Yeah.
So I was raised as a little kid, just always watching the games, and
I did like when Ricky Williams was playing. That was tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's legit. But
And Vermont and
well, yeah, but that's like in a time capsule.
I know.
you didn't like the Vince Young era?
No,
Yeah,
that's what we're
what it
talking
is.
about. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about then. Yeah.
The greatest game ever played.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a better football game ever in my lifetime.
The Eagles won the
I
Super
was like in Austin when that happened, I think, or in Dallas at least.
Eagles winning this. Just as an Eagles fan, you would say that.
Yeah, man.
Game that good? I don't even remember. Honestly.
Yeah, there was over a
Oh, yeah,
thousand
they-
yards, over 1,000 yards of total offense.
Oh yeah, that was like the best moment of my life.
Like that game was crazy. It was like almost 100 combined points, or it was.
So who do we this weekend?
Who do we have this weekend?
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
The Birds. Who are we playing? I think we play the Washington Commanders. Heineke.
The C words. The C words.
Heinz 57. Heineke.
Jay-Z's and Bezos team.
I wonder.
That's funny.
Bezos
funny
will make
'cause-
it like a dick. He'll put some sort of dick thing and out front, like his dick spaceship, if he buys the Commanders.
No, they'll be the Amazonians.
The Washington Space Cocks or something like that.
No, the monuments. That's what they should call
Oh
it.
yeah, the monuments. That's right. And they could just have different. They could pick a different person. They could have like a Ben Franklin uni, a Lincoln uni. You know what I'm saying?
They should already do that.
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm down. I don't mind the Commanders, or the C words as you like to call them. They're all black jerseys. Those are kind of tight. I'm not gonna lie.
The jerseys look sick.
I was like, those are kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw them, I was like, meh. And now I was like, okay, those are pretty fly. But that's who the Birds play this week. Y'all got the Packers. We got the Commanders. I hope we beat them. I think we will.
So-
But no, you gotta be. I just try to be neutral. I'm trying to be like, hey, I hope we. And if you haven't noticed, someone's like, oh, it's gonna be a tough game. Could be tough.
No.
Hey, I'm Houston Texans at 14-14. I was like, come on, Texans.
They play everybody hard. The Texans are a tough team, a tough out. They're not gonna go out there and quit.
Have y'all already played?
I thought that, but
Have y'all already played the Bears?
yeah, we worked them.
Oh damn! Because they're looking better and better every week.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and that Claypool trade, and all the other people that they've brought in, they traded away Roquan Smith.
Oh, just Fields looks like amazing now.
Yeah, no, Fields looks legit. Like he looks like he's really turning a corner. So you think about all the future assets that they have for what they traded away. They have like $100 million in cap space next year. That's crazy. That's so much money. That's fucking nuts. $100 million in cap space.
Oh, have y'all talked about the Odell Beckham?
I talked
a
about it a
little bit.
second ago, but yeah, I think it's kind of goofy. I don't think
What?
it helps that much. Odell Beckham to
don't-
the Cowboys potentially.
I don't oppose it, but I'm also like, hey, if it happens, I'm not gonna hate on it.
I don't think it helps that much. Everyone's over talking it. I mean, we haven't seen that dude play since the Super Bowl, and they're like, "Oh man, oh man." Well, I mean, he's got to come back from a knee injury. He's been out.
Wasn't that the thing before he went to the Rams? We hadn't seen him play in a while, and then he showed up at the Rams and kind of was the same old.
I mean, he was on an underperforming Browns team, and he wasn't coming off. That year they went to the Super Bowl. He wasn't coming off like a season-ending knee injury like he is now.
Yeah, that was getting yelled at.
He's in trouble. Oh, it's the kiddo. Yeah, I get curtains, man. That's the problem. And I think it's seating. I pull the curtains down.
I know. I need to get him for the thing.
You
So-
see 2.0? You see, this is why you wrap up 2.0.
Yeah, good to know. I do not need one of those in my life right now.
Nah, his kiddo's the best, though.
You say Eagles suck?
Don't say that.
Don't
Just the
do
word
it.
Eagles has frightened her. It's okay.
What?
It's okay.
Goddamn American.
Yeah, dude, you're a traitor.
American?
You're a traitor.
Yeah.
You hate America
There's
if you don't like the
nothing
Eagles.
more than an American throwing batteries at people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's how we do it. Let's go. They're triple
That's how we
A.
won our, that's how we won our independence.
It wasn't at anybody. It was at Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah. Well, wait. Watch what you say. Got kiddo.
I know.
Super real.
but it happened.
Oh, can we talk about my buddy becoming famous again at the Houston Astros parade for being on a Speedo on the light pole?
Wait, what? You knew somebody on a Speedo on a light pole?
So when was the last
What's
Houston?
happening?
I
When
don't
was the
know,
last-
but that's just random. I gotta hear this now.
2017, I think.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah. So he got a picture downtown at the parade, like standing on a light post on like a walking sign with an American Speedo, and that's it. And then this year he got like all covered again, but he's holding a huge, huge orange foam hand holding a beer in the Speedo, and it's just like he's a guy I knew from college. It's just too funny.
Um,
He's also gotten famous for getting kicked out of Houston Texans games for going up to the owner's box and holding signs about him needing to be fired and a bunch of other stuff.
Mattress Mac won $75 million.
Yeah, thank you.
Thoughts? Fuck Mattress Mac.
I didn't even know who the fuck he was. And like,
What? Won it on what?
Matt
on the Astros.
on the World Series, he placed like a $10 million bet and he won $75
that
million.
guy.
He's the old fuck who's like, everybody gets a bed. There's a plethora
You
of
said that
beds.
you said that he never wins.
No,
And
I
he-
said how
now-
many times
He
has he
holds
won?
the
Yeah.
record.
No, I
He
know.
holds the record.
I know. You should be mad at me. I probably jinxed you, if anything, by saying that. But because we said that no, whenever I said that they were up 2-1.
You mean versus the Phillies? Yeah.
So that's my fault. But no, like I'll still say it. Like fuck Mattress Mac. I think he's annoying,
Yeah,
obnoxious.
2.0 was saying that too.
Fuck that dude. And that makes you just not like him even more. He's a wiener. He's some old creepy raisin boomer who's like,
But doesn't he,
give everybody a free fucking bed. Get the fuck out of here, Mattress Mac.
Well, that's the thing. Like, doesn't he have to like pay out all that money like to like his customers?
Yeah, I'm sure he's got to pay out a shit ton of money, pay everybody back for their fucking beds. So it's like whatever, dude. He's basically subsidized his gambling addiction through his customers. If you sell,
Why do you care?
just
It's
because
more
I
of,
can, because I'm grumpy as fuck, and he
It's
won
more fuck that
75
guy
million.
in
So
LA.
fuck that guy.
No, fuck the guy or girl, I don't know, but fuck the person in LA that won the 1.9 billion fucking lotto.
No, shout out to them. Shout out to them. That's awesome. If you could,
Unreal.
whoever out there, if you can win $1 billion, fuck
No,
yeah.
this
Cash
really
value was like 950, I think 6 million or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, but this bothered me because they did like the delay
Yeah.
because like it was like getting hacked, and this person bought it. I didn't even know you could do this. Bought it in the morning, like the next day.
Really?
Yeah, like in this like weird interim period.
I thought
so.
7 p.m. was the shut off. But
No, they like extended it, and I didn't even know that shit. And so it's like this motherfucker woke up, bought a lotto ticket like at 8 a.m. and became a billionaire.
Shout out, dude. That's
Unreal.
awesome. Good for them. Like I can be
No, it
mad.
should've been me.
Like good for
Should've
that
been me.
person, but fuck Mattress Mac. How about that? Good for the person who won the Powerball. Fuck Mattress Mac.
Yeah.
First words, or like 7th and 8th words there, little girl. Fuck Mattress Mac.
But had that person not got the extra time to like buy in, then we would have all now it'd be like 2.5 billion.
yeah, it would have at least been 2.3 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure every gas station worker in the world's happy that shit's over with, because they were doing like crazy amount of there's lines. I was trying to go and buy a fucking Red Bull, and it's like 30 people in line to get Powerball tickets. It's a bunch of
But I mean,
tweaked
you
out
hate on people for
motherfuckers.
that? If there's
This-
one time to buy a lottery ticket, it's when it's 1.9
Yeah.
billion.
Yeah, it makes sense actually, like with the odds.
Like I never play the lottery, but it's when it gets that high, it's like my inner being is like, dude, if you don't buy a ticket,
You're an idiot.
yeah,
yeah, it has to be.
you will
close to
never
$1 billion.
achieve greatness with those type of decisions.
All right, well, let's get into bets. Bets. Hold on, where's your sound effect? So we're gonna get into bets. We're gonna start off with Goody. How'd you do last week?
Not well.
Recap
And
for
that's
us
why I
there,
don't
hot
bet on
shot.
sports.
Well, the Bills, fucked everybody's day up, I think.
Mm-hmm. They
Yeah,
shit.
how about them Jets?
They shit the bed. Shout out
Yeah.
Jets, man. I mean, Zach Wilson out
No,
here
fuck yeah.
banging moms and scoring TDs. Let's go, Zach Wilson, the Mormon storming, slammer jammer, crushing it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wilson to Wilson.
yeah, I mean their defense looks good. Sauce Gardner is legit for
Oh, the
sure.
Jet. I think the Jets, are legit.
Who isn't their GM Joe Douglas? Isn't he the former Eagles front office member? I think it was. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's in the past. But I'm pretty sure their GM is a former head of player personnel for the Philadelphia Eagles. But they've been drafting like crazy good, and they look good. So shout out to them. And they're missing key weapons. They're missing like Corey Davis and a bunch of other people on their offense. They lost Brees Hall for the year with that knee injury and brought Robinson in. So I mean, they definitely look relevant. Like they're going to make a push. I mean, I did not see the Jets potentially winning the division this year or even making the playoffs, and it looks like it's a definite possibility.
Let me just, because I even forget like who I did in the long shot parlay. Do you have that pulled up?
Well, no, I deleted it because I thought you didn't need it.
What?
Yeah, I cut the notes down. I always do on your long shots, on all of them. Mr. Goodies, because this is your new ones. But
Okay, well, doesn't matter.
you whiffed on both of them. So, how many units were you down?
So I think like for the season, I mean, I just do a unit on each both times. So I think for the season, I might be down now, like 2 or 3 at least.
We'll get into your picks for this week that you
Okay.
know are gonna hit.
I don't know. Like this was tough. Like trying to figure this out. Like especially for the long shots. Like I would not recommend anybody do this. But yeah, here we are.
We lost him again. We lost. We got taken off.
He's gone.
This kid's super fucking cute.
He's never bet on sports, so it's fine. Yeah, step on my shit. All right, so let's just start with the 7-team favorite money line parlay. This pays out plus 1573, 1573. Falcons over the Panthers. I feel confident on that.
Yeah.
That's a minus 160. Cowboys over Green Bay. I think they should handle it. That's a minus 235. Bears over Lions. I think the Bears look tough. Like, I mean, Lions are not like better than their record is, but like the Bears are just like on a roll. And then Giants over Texans. I think that should happen, right? Eagles over the C words. It's a lock. And then Dolphins over the Browns. Dolphins, I think, should handle that. And then that's right. That's right 2.0. Titans over the Broncos.
Oh.
Hey, you might be surprised this week. I don't know.
I know you were saying that. I mean, we'll find out. Like,
how many more games till Deshaun Watson plays? Like 2 more, 3 more. This is week 8 or week 9.
I think it depends on how many hand jobs he gives off. Like,
well, no, I mean, like he could be back. He's gonna be back pretty soon, which is pretty wild to think. But this Browns team will definitely look different. I mean, yeah. The whole thing's fucking weird, and he's a total creepazoid. But
what does that have to do with the Titans and Broncos?
No, just that we're getting closer to him being back, and there being a whole big shitstorm frenzy around him being back and playing football in like 2 weeks. It's almost like people have forgotten about all that Deshaun Watson stuff, during this period of time. So it's just they're playing the Dolphins, but it's like when I think about the Browns and that pops up, I'm like, oh shit, he's going to be playing football in like 2 to 3 weeks.
I mean, don't worry. The guy's got to get another massage sometime, right? And what history has proven.
I just made that joke. Okay, thank you, Elwood.
I mean, it's inevitable.
And then Titans over Broncos. Titans look pretty good, man. But the Titans have no receivers, and their quarterback plays atrocious, but they have Big Henry back there running the ball.
Yeah, I had a receiver on Titans. Played the whole game, no injuries, 0 points.
Yeah, the Titans. Yeah, Malik Willis is all good. All right, and then what about your 3-team long shot money line parlay?
Let's listen to more about his fantasy football team.
Yeah, tanking,
dude.
All right, tell me about your 3-team long shot money line parlay.
The fuck is happening? All right, so again, do not recommend anybody doing this, but it's there for you. Plus 2,064. Vikings over the Bills, very winnable, but we'll see if the Bills bounce back. Chargers over the Niners. Seahawks I think it's in Germany, right?
Yeah,
over
Frankfurt.
Yeah. I don't know why the Seahawks aren't favored in this game. Like, it's like, what do we have to see to, like, put the Seahawks on the goddamn, like, best team in the NFL board? Like, in Tampa's shit.
I like these, honestly, because right now we're seeing Josh Allen. He's being examined for an elbow injury, so they're not even sure if he's going to play. Chargers, the only one that makes me nervous is Chargers over Niners, just because the Chargers are the Chargers. And Seahawks over Tampa, I totally buy into that. Tampa's trash.
Plus 2,000.
Yeah, plus 2064. That's I'm down with that.
Yeah, like you're taking on risk, but that's a big payday.
I'd put $1,000 on that for the potential payout. That's something that I would put. Like, I like those odds and like those teams. Because, I mean, the Niners are meh. Niners are good, but, I mean, I think the Seahawks are definitely better than Tampa. And without Josh Allen, the Vikings could beat the Bills. And, I mean, I did say they were kind of fool's gold, but I just don't think if they're 100% healthy, I have to see that offense without Josh Allen be at that level where, I'd bet against them in that game if he doesn't play.
I don't know. I mean, they still have Case Keenum, though. And Case Keenum's a solid backup quarterback.
Get the fuck out of here. I can't believe you just said that. Case Keenum? And Case Keenum going up against the Vikings. I hope the Vikings put it on him. No, fuck that. But then the Vikings would be more incentivized. They'd have Case Keenum and Stephon Diggs out there.
Oh, 2.0, were you kidding or are you sincere?
No, I was serious. He's had success in this league. He's been a solid quarterback. He's not as good as Josh Allen by any means, but in terms of backup quarterbacks, he's one of the best ones in the league.
No, Chase Daniel.
Yeah, Chase Daniel. Watch out, dog. Shout out Chase Daniel. Shout out Big Inch. Don't be talking that shit. Let's go.
Has officially, what was it? Is paid the most out of any player in history per pass attempt.
Yeah. He gets paid like over $300,000 per snap.
Yeah, they did an equivalent to like how many passes Brady's done in his career and how much money he's paid, and then I think Chase was like $40 million he's made over his career.
I think it's somewhere like in the 40 to 60.
Well, Tom Brady just lost everything, like in the FTX bullshit.
Oh, I thought you were meaning his wife.
No, they both did. They were like invested like $650 million in that shit.
And they just lost all of it.
Yeah.
So the long picks were Chargers over San Francisco,
Vikings over Bills, Seahawks over the Tampa
I think
Bay.
all of them. Honestly, all of them are winnable.
Yeah, they are. That's why I put them in here.
You should bet on them.
I thought you were saying that you wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
I wouldn't because it's, it was tough getting there, but like I think it could happen. Obviously.
All right, 2.0. Let's hear your recaps. How much money? Well, first of all, that's Goody's bets. Goody.
Yeah,
Mister.
I like how Elwood's like keeping like track, like as if he's gonna bet on this, and he's never bet on sports. Dude. Like,
Today could be the day. He can't bet. He's a family man.
I mean, I just.
All right, let's recap. How did you do with my money last week? 2.0.
All right, so
Our
last
money,
week
our
we
money.
were 3-2, up 0.8 units.
Let's
Not
go.
much, but you'll never go broke making a profit. So keep it
You
going.
keep saying
We
that.
had winning. Yeah, am I wrong?
Start throwing
No.
I want you to start throwing like 6 units and shit at stuff.
You keep saying that too.
I want him to. I mean, he places some side bets. I know he's got some side hustles going on. But like, yeah, because I mean, if either way, you walk away with something. But if I'm gonna get my money back, we got double that shit.
Okay,
That's
let him do his thing.
All right. So on the recap, first off, we had the Seahawks first quarter money line at the Cardinals that did not hit. The Seahawks lost 7-3 in the first quarter. Seahawks did go on to win that game. I went with the money line in hopes we could get a push, but that didn't end up happening as DeAndre Hopkins caught yet another touchdown. Imagine that. Then we had the Vikings first quarter spread minus half a point at the Commanders that did hit. That was a nice hit at plus 110. Vikings ended up winning the first quarter 7-0, but it was a close game all the way through. Then they got lucky at the end and were able to win 20-17. They should have lost that game. I think the Vikings are fake. Got the Bills at the Jets under 47.5. As we've talked about a little bit, the Jets ended up winning the game 20-17. Josh Allen did get hurt. Still don't have an injury update. I'm going to play kind of speculation doctor here and say it's pretty serious. Like if it was nothing, they would have came out and said that it was nothing, but I feel like they're getting like second, maybe third opinions on it to get the full extent of the injury. So because we haven't heard anything yet, I do think it is more serious, but we'll see.
That's fair. Yeah,
That hits. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say that seems fair because then normally they would say something pretty abruptly like, "Nah, there's not shit," or "Oh, he's gonna be out," but they're like getting all these different opinions and there's all this like mystery around it, and it's an elbow injury, and that's huge. That's a big hit to their team if he's out for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Case Keenum got it though.
Shut up.
And then we had the Chargers at the Falcons over 49.5. That did not come in. The Chargers ended up winning 20-17. Both offenses had decent days, but weren't able to find the end zone. Each team also had 2 turnovers, which did not help at all. But that's just sports betting. No one knows shit.
I do. Mr. Bookie Two Shoes does.
Mr. Bookie Two Shoes, get out of here. You don't need another nickname.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Nah. And then we had the 2-leg teaser. We had the Eagles at the Texans. It was a closer game than anticipated. The game was tied at halftime. Eagles were ultimately able to pull away towards the end. The Eagles did not cover the full 14 points, but they did cover the teaser, which is the beauty of the teaser. Then the other leg of that was the Panthers at the Bengals. Bengals blew out the Panthers 41-21. Joe Mixon had 5 touchdowns. We do have a bye this week, which I think will help them get Jamar Chase back, but they've proved they've had enough weapons to make up for his loss, and he can kind of take his time getting back. So we'll see.
All right. Not too bad. And now tell us about your stone cold marble slab with extra gummy bears and Butterfingers locks of the week.
Yes, sir. So first off, we got the Jaguars at the Chiefs. Taking the Chiefs minus 9.5 here at minus 110. It is a big spread, but I do like the Chiefs here. They did need an overtime to beat the Titans, and if you look at the game after you look at their next game after a loss this season, I know they didn't lose, but they probably should have. They came out and demolished teams. They lost to the Colts and then manhandled the Buccaneers the week after in Tampa Bay. They lost to the Bills and came out and destroyed the 49ers 44-23. Jags are a bad team. They have shown some positive things, but they're still 3-6 with losses to the Commanders, Colts, Texans, and even the Broncos, which is very rare this season.
Let's ride.
The Chiefs defense did step up. They allowed only 7 total yards in the last 10 drives. But the strength of the Jaguars team is their run game, and the Chiefs rank 5th against the run. So I think they'll come out and make a statement game. With the Bills losing last week, they got a solid chance at the number 1 seed again. So I'm going to take the Chiefs minus 9.5 hosting the Jags.
I like that pick.
And then we got the Lions at the Bears. I'm taking the Bears minus 3 at minus 105. Since it is minus 105, I do think the number will come down to 2.5 before game time if you want to wait and play. But for the purpose of this show, I just took them at minus 3. So Detroit did beat the Packers last week 15-9, but they got lucky and they took advantage of Aaron Rodgers throwing 3 interceptions. You could argue that they weren't even his fault, but that's besides the point. The Packers reached the Lions side of the field every single drive that they had, except for when they kneeled the ball. The Packers also outgained the Lions 389 yards to 254. So I think the Lions are going to struggle to stop this Bears ground game, which includes Justin Fields, who ran for 174 yards last week and almost beat the Dolphins. Jared Goff is also awful in cold weather games, and the high on Sunday in Chicago is supposed to be 39 degrees. So I'm going to take the Bears minus 3 hosting the Lions. If you wait, I do think that number will come down to 2.5, but up to you.
All right. What's your next one? Colts at Raiders.
Yeah, I got the Colts at the Raiders. We're taking under 42.5. So Colts just fired their head coach and have named Jeff Saturday as their interim head coach, which I do like.
Was he the first one fired?
Well, let's talk about that after the picks, because the title of the episode is really Jeff Saturday. Because we'll get into that. I want to get y'all's take.
But was Reich the first one fired?
Yeah.
No. They fired somebody else like a week or 2 ago. They've been firing
Matt
people
Rule for the Panthers.
Oh yeah, Matt Rule for the Panthers was fired.
That's right. Yeah.
I was saying their coaching staff, they've been dropping people off.
No, I just meant the NFL.
Oh yeah, no. I think he's a second.
So for those of you who don't know, he was the center for Peyton Manning for many years and really cares about the franchise. So I do kind of like that. Parks Frazier is going to be calling the plays for the Colts, and this will be the first time he has ever called plays. He may be able to turn things around, but this offense went 0 for 14 on 3rd down last week and only averaged 2 yards per play. I don't know how much of a difference he can really make in 1 week when an offense is that bad. On the flip side, you have the Raiders, who look awful right now. They blew yet another 17-point lead last week against the Jags. Like I said a little bit earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if Josh McDaniels got fired after this season. I really hope he does, because I hate Josh McDaniels.
Why?
Tim Tebow and all the Broncos. That was Josh McDaniels. He's the original Let's Ride.
Traded away Brandon Marshall, traded away all our good players, and then just left and went back to the Patriots.
I like how you were saying, like, because I was listening to you guys earlier, like in the beginning of the podcast, like he's a family guy. Like, he's a fucking multimillionaire. Like, he doesn't need to worry about shit. Like,
well, no, I was saying he was like If I was him, I would have stayed in New England because I don't know if he does have a family, but if he does, then like
He definitely does.
that provides a lot more stability for your family. Your kids don't have to switch schools. They don't have to make new friends.
And
Like,
all
I
of
thought
this,
you were
or,
just-
yeah, and I was talking about how like all of these assistants are people who tried to blow up off the Bill Belichick tree have like kind of fallen apart and they go back whimpering back.
I thought you guys were
to
just
Bill
talking about the
Belichick.
bat, like the money. I was like, yeah, he's good. He's
No,
fine.
he's fine, but I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't know why they ever leave that in the first
Right.
place, the stability, and like he would be
Yeah.
arguably next in line to replace Bill Belichick if he was there, and that they would support him and they'd be more patient with him. And the Raiders look like shit. I thought the Raiders had a chance to be in the playoffs, maybe even to win the division. I mean, I did say I had to see the Chiefs lose it before I'd believe it, so I was right there. But I did not think that the Raiders would be this fucking bad, blowing
Nobody
leads this
did.
big. You know, and they just cut Jonathan Abrams, their first round pick at safety. He just got picked up, I think, by the Packers. He didn't clear waivers, but he got picked up off waivers by the Packers. So I think their past like 5 or 6 first round picks are now off the team. They declined the option for Crosby, and they declined the option for Josh Jacobs. They're 2 of their most productive players are going to be hitting their unrestricted free agent market at the end of the year. It's kind of wild, but they have Devontae Adams, so there you go.
yeah, they do have Devontae Adams. They do have Josh Jacobs, but this Colts defense is not that bad. They rank 6th against the pass and 12th against the run, so I think they'll be able to hold their own.
What a dumpster fire of a game.
To do much.
I said, what a dumpster fire of a game. Like, Jesus Christ.
Remember my comment, J Hugs, week 1 about Cowboys defense? Remember that? Remember?
Well, the Cowboys defense sucks.
What does that have to do with anything?
Just good defenses, and I said it before the season. Yeah, baby. I said it.
2.0.
All right. So, yeah, taking the under 42.5 in that game. And then we got a little 3-leg teaser here. We're going back to the Eagles. We got the Commanders at the Eagles. We're teasing it down from 11 to -5. At the Chargers at the 49ers, I'm teasing the 49ers from -7 to -1. Then we got the Texans at the Giants. I'm teasing the Giants from -4.5 to +1.5. I got that teaser at +150, but every book does it a little bit differently. So going into it, Eagles are just a better team than the Commanders. This game is on Monday night in Philadelphia. The stadium's going to be rocking. Game last week with the Eagles. Sorry.
What?
I was just saying, let's go Heineke.
Oh, shut up. Heineke sucks. What were you saying, Joe?
So the game last week against the Texans doesn't really concern me because the Eagles did end up winning. I think the Texans might be a little better than the Commanders, so I don't really see them having any issues covering this 5 points. Then for the Chargers 49ers game, the 49ers are coming off of a bye, which will help them get healthy and integrate Christian McCaffrey more into the offense. I'm interested to see what Kyle Shanahan comes up with that. Then meanwhile, you got the Chargers, who did win last week 20-17 at the Falcons, and the offense didn't look awful. I think they are going to struggle against the 49ers defense that ranks 8th against the pass and 1st against the run. Meanwhile, the Chargers defense ranks 14th against the pass and 29th against the run. I don't know if the 49ers cover the full -7, which is so I am comfortable teasing them down to just -1 because I do think they'll win the game. And then the last leg, so the Texans at the Giants. Giants are coming off of a bye. The Texans did play well last week, but I just don't think they're that good. Dameon Pierce is a bright spot for the Texans, and I think he will have success as the Giants team ranks 25th against the run. However, their offense has only averaged 15 points over the last 4 games. I mean, and you have a Giants offense that is bad at throwing the ball. With Saquon Barkley, they rank in ranked fifth in rushing. They're going against the Texans defense that ranks dead last against the run. So I think the Giants are a better coach team than the Texans, and I think they're going to come out and get the win.
All right. I like those.
Elwood, are you okay?
What?
Are you okay?
Hey.
What's going on?
What?
You all right, buddy?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's tweaking, bro.
Dude, he was like doing drugs, like on the guy. Like, just turn the fucking camera off.
What's your don't bet this week?
All right, my don't bet. I got the Seahawks at the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 3-point favorites. The game is in Germany. The biggest reason I'm saying don't bet this game is because of the unknowns with the traveling to Germany. Not really buying into the whole Tom Brady hype that he's back and all this. I do think the Seahawks will win this game if you want to play them at +3 or even on the money line. But with the traveling and going to Germany, I'm just not really sure how that's going to affect the teams. And so as of right now, I'm just going to stay away from that.
You've effectively said every single time there's been an international game, like, don't bet this game. So you've been consistent every single time they've not covered. So you've said don't bet these international games, and you've been right every single time.
No, yeah, I think that they should be a stay away. Yeah, for sure.
They're just good games for the field goal kickers, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully the Seahawks win that. Fuck the Bucks. Fuck Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks are gonna win. Yeah, like that's.
I hope so. I mean, you just got to,
Done.
And what's your upset of the week?
Upset of the week. So the number is coming down here, but I got the Saints at the Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers money line at +105. Weird to see the Saints favored here. They were 3-point favorites earlier, but that number has come down to -1.5. Steelers have not had an easy schedule by any means, but I do think that they are not as bad as they have looked. They are coming off of a bye, which gives Kenny Pickett more time to be comfortable in this offense and give Mike Tomlin an extra week to prepare for this Saints team. Saints lost last week on Monday Night Football to the Ravens 27-13 after beating the Raiders 24-0. But I'm not putting too much weight on that Raiders game because the Raiders are just bad. I think this is a good opportunity coming off a bye at home for the Steelers to get the win on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers have been playing. They play tough. It'll be interesting. I don't believe in the Saints. I really wanted the Saints to win this division. I wanted Jameis to just go cook on everyone. And the Saints team's definitely been disappointing, as where the Steelers team has probably been more surprising. I feel like if you were to put Kenny Pickett on the Saints, they'd be doing better right now. Right? I think that I think out of the quarterbacks that are in the mix in this game, the Steelers might have the best one, which is kind of goofy.
No.
Over Andy Dalton and Taysom Hill, yeah, like consistently throwing the ball. If I had to invest in a quarterback for a season, I'd probably take Pickett over both of those guys. We're still
Anybody else weirded out by Andy Dalton's like perfectly trimmed facial hair?
I think you have to. Whenever you're rocking the red hair, it's gotta be on point. You gotta keep it crispy.
Weird.
The redheaded rifleman, dude.
It's like it looks like a guy that like dyed his hair black. But I know Andy Dalton's a true redhead, but it's just weird. Like, I don't know.
Sounds like you're jealous, bro.
Jealous of his red locks. No way, man. Elwood super steampunk. He's got a curly mustache, dude. He came here on a steam-powered jalopy.
I put wax in this bitch. This thing is like I'm robbing a train, dude.
He uses typewriters at fucking Starbucks.
Movember.
Yeah. Every month's Movember. But no, I like that pick. Steelers, I like that. I just don't. The Saints and they're. I don't know. They're
I
like,
would stay away from that game. I have no fucking clue.
that would be your don't bet.
Yeah,
for the week.
Saints could come.
I will
down
agree to
play
that.
well,
That's
but,
You don't bet on any of them, Elwood. You don't bet at all. So they're all no bets to you.
who's winning that. Yeah, good luck guessing it.
All right, well, that's bets, you guys. So we'll see what happens. We'll do one last topic real quick before we wrap this up. Yeah, Jeff Saturday, they fired Frank Reich, the Colts head coach, and then they promoted Jeff Saturday, never coached in college, never coached in the NFL, is coaching his kids like
Wasn't he like doing like
high school prep football team bullshit in some
No,
way.
I've
It was
been
like-
I watch a lot of First Take and Get Up in the morning, and he's always on it. And I
Yeah,
actually
that's what I say. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so he's doing football analysis
like-
for Disney, and he's coaching his kids' high school football team.
well, they were kind of laughing the day it got announced. They were like, yeah, he was supposed to be on our show tomorrow, but he's coaching a team now.
That's a cornball move, dude. This is the same shit that Cowboys fans have talked about for years. Like, well, Jason Witten's going to come in and be our head coach. That dude's never coached in his life at any type of level where that's a waste of time. No, there was a period of time where everybody was like, Jason Witten's going to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys because he's the head coach of Fort Worth Christian. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Just because he's coaching some bratty little prep school kids football team doesn't mean he can go in there and coach a bunch of people. Now, I agree with you, 2.0, when you said, hey, like he cares about the franchise. He's familiar with people in the building, but that's about it. Like, I don't think that you can lead a football team if you've never coached before. Like, what the fuck is, if you want to fix your O-line, sure. Other than that, like, I don't know what the fuck he brings to the table other than like, oh, we know that guy. Because he has zero credentials. He wouldn't even be asked to interview.
Do you think they want to win this year?
I think they do and don't. I mean, I'm not saying they're actively trying to lose, but I'm not like that's not something where I'm like, ooh, like I mean, if he's gonna come in there and try to fix the culture, if they're gonna say they have a culture problem and that's why they hired Jeff Saturday, that would make more sense for the hire. But that's not what they're saying. They're making it sound like it's not a talent issue, it's not a house cleaning issue, it's an X's and O's issue. What the fuck does this guy know about that? Other than sitting up there like Mark Schlereth or some other like I mean, I'm sorry, I don't really like these offensive lineman guys that do color commentary. They're all like super pretentious. I've always not.
Mark Schlereth was didn't he like?
He was with the
also...
Broncos. He was with the Broncos.
No, I know, but didn't he also do like soap operas?
Yeah, he was on soap operas too. Yeah, but like Mark Schlereth and these pompous offensive lineman assholes thinking that they're smarter than everybody, like because they it drives me nuts. And Jeff Saturday's totally one of those. And I just it's a very confusing hire for what they're trying to make it seem like they want to accomplish. It just doesn't seem to add up to me. It seems super goofy as fuck. And also whenever they do this, they didn't. I mean. And not to make it about that, but when it comes to like the Rooney Rule and when it comes to diversity in football, if you fire your head coach during the season, you don't have to go through any of the other qualifications you'd have to for to interview minorities for the job position. You can completely usurp that, and you don't have to do it if you fire your coach in the season and you hire someone as your intern.
Like medium or whatever.
Jordan Warren is in the chat. Shout out J-Dub. And he's saying that Tony Romo was also said that they were going to make him. Yeah, and there was a period of time where Tony Romo was going to be the coach. There was a period of time where it was going to potentially be Jason Witten. No, for the Cowboys. Jason Witten for the Cowboys. Just this whole like, oh man, well we're gonna bring him in and he's gonna be a great coach. I know someone who's a Tampa Bay fan. They're like, Tom Brady's gonna retire, then he'll be our offensive coordinator, and then he's gonna be the head coach of Tampa. And I'm like, no, dude, like he doesn't give a fuck like that, and he probably isn't built like that.
Honestly, I see Tom being a coach more just because he's proven this year that football's the most important.
Yeah, but he signed an 11-year, $375 million TV deal with CBS to do color commentary. So he's just going to go to the booth. He's already signed a deal where he's going to be getting paid $30+ million a year to talk about football on TV for the next decade. So Tom Brady's done. after this
Yeah, I didn't
year.
know.
Yeah.
A contract for commentary already.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah, he's
they locked him up as quick as they could. That came out whenever he was decided to retire. When he was like, "I'm gonna retire," they worked out that deal, and then he backed out of the retirement. But the deal's like still on the table, so he'll just go do color commentary, which I think he's gonna suck at. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, who wants to fucking hear him talk?
his
Um,
great booming personality.
I actually think like Tony Romo wouldn't be a bad coach.
No, he wouldn't be a bad coach, but that's like the whole being and see, but that fits into my theory where people that are about average to maybe above average talents, if they succeed in the NFL, so like the way that he had to go through the NFL to become successful was huge for him. Like he had to go, to Eastern Illinois, play at a small school, go undrafted, fight for a scout team, like practice squad spot. There's so much adversity in what made Tony Romo that I think that's what would make him a good coach. It's the same with Doug Peterson with the Jags or when he was with the Eagles. He was a backup quarterback, was about average in all of his ability, but he was able to start and play because he knew all the extra tricks and like, okay, I got to do this, or if I look this guy off, or if I look for that. He had to learn all the little ins and outs to get that extra edge on his opponent because he didn't have it physically. And I think Tony Romo still kind of falls into that category where he can decipher a defense so well because he is a little bit undersized. He didn't have the biggest arm, so he had to make sure that he knew where people were and could anticipate. So his anticipation is what made him a good quarterback. And I think you can teach those tricks or those skills to somebody like a Mike Krzyzewski for Duke, who was a great college basketball player. Sure as shit wasn't because he was an athlete, right? But he played under Bobby Knight at West Point, learned how to play the game and learned the fundamentals. So you put him with like all these other supremely talented people when he's at Duke, and you see these incredible basketball players with complete basketball games. Because for Krzyzewski to even play back in black and white TV days in basketball, he still had to understand how to be smarter than his opponent. I think you can teach people that.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, but that's where I don't think Tom Brady doesn't have like the charisma that Romo does too. So
No.
Tony Romo could be up there doing press conferences and be putting it out there. As for Tom Brady, it's gonna be a more boring interview than it is with Belichick. He's just gonna look prettier, look more like a divorced stepmom than Bill Belichick looks like a divorced.
Go
stepmom.
eat your avocado.
You never know.
They're almost like divorced copies of a divorced couple, where Bill Belichick and like his greasy chopped up hoodies and his grumpy attitude and like always looking like he rolled out of bed like some jaded divorced dad. And then you see
Tom Brady's got a new hair dye.
New hair dye, got new lip filler this week. Just went to Kendra Scott, picked up the winter collection. Like he's looking like a divorced, jaded stepwife or ex-wife right now. So they look like the divorced couple, like they should be together, right?
I don't know.
I see you laugh.
It's just sad.
It is sad. It's super sad and weird. But that's when you reach that level, they're all weird. Tom Brady's weird. Belichick's weird. Robert Kraft's super fucking weird. They're all super fucking weird. And they were all friends with Aaron Hernandez, who was fucking weird. Like, there's all this weird shit. Gronkowski's weird. He's lovable and likable, but he's fucking weird, just as weird.
I'm sure Epstein's involved.
Oh, okay. Epstein got free Patriots tickets. I book it. He got Patriots tickets at some point, or Super Bowl tickets. There's no way he didn't. I wouldn't believe that. He was like, "Hey, Bill, come check out the locker room."
Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? Like, yeah, check it out, man. Cool. He's like, "Oh, this is awesome."
That woman who Robert Kraft got like the hand job, right before like the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Turns out she's a Chinese spy.
Yeah. She was some like double agent.
And she infiltrated like Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, that's wild too.
She infiltrated my dude.
You got a hand job from a Chinese double agent. That sounds like the title of a porn.
Who amongst us has that?
That sounds like a double agent. HJ, the Chinese double agent. Like that sounds like a porn title.
Deshaun Watson was involved.
No, I don't think so. I think that's too far.
No,
He keeps it local. He kept it local.
Yeah, like on his
Fucking-
pants.
Dude, but these guys are like, that's what I'm saying. That's such a weird group of dudes. That's such a weird group. And then like to be in like meetings and all these guys are in there like together. Or to have the same agent. Like, oh, I got the same. Is Deshaun Watson represented by Donda Sports? Because I feel like that would be on brand for them. That's a good question.
Yeah, I actually don't
I'm not
know.
sure.
Like, you know,
I thought it was like
Scott.
Rock. Or, I thought he was like I don't know actually.
Yeah, that's a good question. I wonder. I wouldn't be surprised. It's like Antonio Brown releases a statement on behalf of Deshaun Watson. I am the president of Donda Sports. I am AB. He is I, and I am him.
It's Clutch Sports probably.
Yeah, probably.
We could like literally just Google this.
Yeah, but I don't really want to. I just like kind of cracking on it right now. It's pretty great.
My buddy's got onto the Desperados XFL team.
Wait, I didn't know. Yeah, they're the XFL team. The Desperados are making a comeback. Let's go, dude. Dallas Desperados. I remember that. That's old school. And they were trying to force arena football down everyone's throats.
Yeah, do you remember the guy's name that was like the big star? I forget his name. It wasn't like Taz or something like that.
Taz. What to be the big Desperados guy? Did he go play for the Cowboys and then he sucked? Probably.
Maybe, I don't know. It was
why I don't understand again what the fucking Desperados have to do with anything.
I don't know. But I just remember the Dallas Desperados. But question.
All we're talking about was Epstein and fucking...
Because Epstein is one of the original investors in the Dallas Desperados. That's what they don't want you to know.
Yes. Don't you know this deep shit?
And everybody knows that that happened. And Russell Brand was there. He notarized the deal that was signed in blood.
And Harvey Weinstein filmed it all.
Jesus Christ, dude. Dude, we're about to get canceled.
No, I don't know. But I am. I don't know. But so, Joe, you said you were pro. Hold on, back on topic. Joseph, you said
I feel bad for him. I feel bad for 2.0. It's like he's like he has to like sit here.
I don't know. We're just. But no, you were pro Jeff Saturday. Convince me on why Jeff Saturday, after I just bashed him, would be a good coach.
Because, I mean, he played in the league for 14 years. He knows what it takes to win games. He went to 2 Super Bowls, won 1. He's played with, like, a handful of Hall of Famers. He knows how great players are successful. He's seen good coaching. He's seen bad coaching. But sorry, let me collect my thoughts here. He was a captain for the team, for the Colts. He knows how to lead players. He knows what it's like to be a player on a team. And I think he's going to come in here. He's going to be real with them. He's like, listen, like, he's not going to bullshit anything because NFL players can smell bullshit from a mile away. He's going to be authentic. He's going to be high energy. He's going to show how much he cares about this franchise, the team, and the players themselves. I think the guys did, because this is Frank Reich's team. Like, they went through training camp with him. Like, they're all loyal to him. But Jeff Saturday knows that. He's not going to come in here and just demand respect. He knows he has to earn it. And I think he's going to go to work and do everything that he can to make this Colts team better.
Now, if you were a coach with lots of experience on the coaching staff, would you be offended that they went outside shop and hired someone with 0 experience rather than bringing somebody who's already on the coaching staff and promoting that person within? Because it's an interim head coaching spot. So that's like one thing that's interesting is like, what if they could lose a good chunk of their people? That's why they have the guy who's calling their offensive plays is like 30. Not that age is a big deal, but that's really young to be out there calling offensive plays for the first time. Like, I mean, he's going to pretty much have to recreate an entire staff in the offseason if he keeps the job, because I could see a lot of people.
That's what I was going to. Yeah, I was going to ask. Do they blow up the entire staff, or is he just like the new principal in charge?
I mean, it
I
sounds
know
like
they fired the head coach and the OC. I'm not sure about the DC, but
I think they fired their
I don't
DC or their
imagine they would have
defensive
fired.
backs coach like a week or two ago. So they fired someone on defense like a week
Yeah,
ago.
they the linebacker coach.
But I mean, Reggie Wayne's their wide receiver coach. So I mean, then they'll bring Bob Sanders in on defense, and then we'll see.
Hey, I like Bob Sanders.
What is Bob Sanders doing? Shout out Bob Sanders. Where are you? Where are you smoking weed?
Yeah.
Somewhere with your bad
Dude.
shoulders.
Dude, like only second to Brian Dawkins, like out of respect for me.
Yeah, that's fair. He's a missile, dude. He's a little small
Yeah.
missile. Yeah, I mean, he might be able to pull it off, but I'm worried about I think there's going to be some more fallout because of this. I think they're going to lose some good position coaches who are going to feel like they got fucked out of a promotion or a job they might have earned. I mean, I think Frank Reich's going to wind up somewhere. He could wind up back up on the Eagles staff here in by the end of the year as a quarterback consultant. He's really good with quarterbacks, so he'll wind up somewhere. Or you could see him go to Jacksonville and go be with Doug Peterson, who he coached with, and he was the OC when we won the Super Bowl. You could see him go down there with the young Trevor Lawrence. So Frank Wright's not going to be hurting for a job. But I don't know, man. I'm just not into it.
Yeah, you don't think Doug Peterson's gonna have a chance to beat his old team this weekend?
Who? We already beat Doug Peterson. His old team was the Eagles, man. That's who we won a Super Bowl with, was us.
Wait, who you coaching for this year?
He's coaching the Jags.
The Jags. I don't know why I was thinking he was at Washington. Rivera's at Washington.
Yeah, Rivera.
No, I actually have got that confused too, because it's like Wentz is with Washington, and I was like, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's still Rivera for some reason. Not that he's like a bad coach, but I think they're doing like a dumpster fire of a job. But maybe once they sell the team, they'll get their shit together out in there. The Washington C words. Yes, I see you, Jordan. Jordan saying he is a leader in the O-line. Yeah, but just because you're a leader and a center doesn't mean that you're going to be good at coaching all aspects of the game. And we haven't seen Jeff Saturday do that on any level other than like recreational high school prep football. So I think it's logical for most people to be apprehensive or pause whenever you promote somebody with no experience because you like them in the building. We've seen that blow up in other people's faces before. Promote somebody just because we like them and they get along with everyone there. That doesn't necessarily mean they're qualified for the job.
Well, one of his pros that he does have is one of his first press conferences he held after being hired the coach is that he has no expectations. You know, it's kind of just like, hey, I'm just coming in here and, hopefully play the part. But it's not like he already has a sweet job at ESPN. You know what I mean? He's not like relying on this coaching job as a further career.
Yeah, but I mean, and that makes
No
sense,
expectations. That's great.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want my coach like coming into a job playing with house money. I don't like how that sounds. Like it's like, well, if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. You don't expect shit from me, so I'm just gonna do what I can. I'd be like, whoa. Yeah. I'd pause. I'm like any job if somebody that was their approach to it.
It in the sense of all the way that direction because he does care because it's his literally lifelong team.
No, and I would say he does. I'm not saying he doesn't, but yeah, he's going to be good in the locker room, good at speeches, good at some of that shit. He's like a broadcaster. He's polished as fuck, so he's going to be really good in these press conferences, more so than Frank Reich is, who's not known for having a big personality, being a great interview. So he's going to be really good at that sort of stuff for sure, and he's going to have a lot of hot lines and hot takes on stuff, but I just don't know if and that's where it takes like a village to win a Super Bowl on a coaching staff. And I mean, even if he had the respect of the players, I think that there's a lot of coaches who don't have that same respect or feel like they're overlooked for that job. That there's people who are definitely more qualified than him who are special teams coaches because they've been coaching for 15 years, as where he hasn't even done that. And that's just where it's kind of like it's like a big leap. It's a big leap. When they were like, oh, like McVay or Josh McDaniels is going to be the head coach of the Broncos. That was a big leap because he was super young. He'd only been an OC. He hadn't really done anything outside of the Patriots locker room. And then you've seen the fallout for that. Well, with
So is
McVay, McVay was great, but he was an offensive coordinator. That was a risk too. He's a young guy taking a chance. So, I mean, I agree with you, Joe. I think he's got some good qualities and could end up being a good coach. But I mean, I just don't know, man. I think it's like way jumping the gun. We'll see. I mean, what if they could go out and punch someone in the mouth this weekend? That's going to be goofy as fuck. Seeing Jeff Saturday standing on the sideline, goofy as fuck.
I hope sometime we can see the Colts have a season where a quarterback doesn't go to that team to die. I mean, like literally.
They'll probably end up drafting one. They need to. They need to figure something out.
Buck, Carson Wentz, and now Matt Ryan being benched with what? Who is it? Colt McCoy?
I think that's Sam Ellinger.
Sam Ellinger.
Yeah, Ellinger.
You got mixed up there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. Jeff Saturday. Well, we hit the 2-hour mark, boys, so I'm going to call it. Shout out to Elwood for just like arbitrarily appearing. That was hilarious. Heads up next time, but you know, we're glad I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad you're in the house again and organized. Wedding was great, so congrats to you and your little family pod. Your dad was fucking hilarious at the wedding too. Your dad was hilarious.
I don't know if you saw the first picture of y'all on the overhead on the camera.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I thought that looked really good.
So it was a zombie wedding where I was in like full blown makeup and looked like a Walking Dead zombie. It was like epic as shit. Luckily, all the blood came out of my suit, so that was good. They're like, "Do you want to cut up your shirt?" I was like, "Nah, dude. I just bought this shirt. I didn't get the fuck out of here." But it was rowdy. So,
do less drugs. Do less drugs, Elwood. Like at least
less drugs. Who's doing drugs here?
Yeah. I don't know.
Are you drinking and smoking over there?
Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. A little bit before, a little bit after.
Break it to you.
Everybody be more like 2.0. Stoic, good, responsible, and taking gang shots at the rest of the Greek community out there.
Hello, Bam.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, Bam, chips, fish and chips, sidekicks, whatever the fuck your name is. He's coming for you, and you ain't invited to the beach party. Actually, no, you are invited, and he'll chaperone because he's got your back like that. Shout out.
I thought the beach party was over.
Well, yeah, but next year.
All right.
Yeah. He won't be in school anymore. He'll just be going to the beach party. Like, what's up? It's beach party week.
Yeah,
dude.
be that weird, creepy alumni that
I'm just chaperoning, bro. Oh, I gotta be sober. They're like, you don't go here anymore. Yeah, but we gotta be sober when we keep an eye out. Like, that guy needs to get the fuck out of here. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. Check your bets. Check everything. I really appreciate you guys. Elwood, shout out. Congrats.
Did all this weekend, baby. Let's do it.
What'd you say?
Said I'm betting it all. What was it? Fuck, I forgot the games, but I'm betting them. You know it, boys.
They're crazy. Well, be good, Elwood. 2.0, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Schultz. All you guys, Warhorn. Boom, 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 boom. You guys are great. That was a trip. That was hilarious. He's on one today. He just appeared out of fucking nowhere and was just on one. That was so fucking great. And shout out Jordan Warren in the chat all day. Wide receiver, old school finest in Carroll history. Shout out Jordan Warren. But that was fucking hilarious, dude.
Dude, I actually thought he was like dying at one point.
Yeah,
like, I was like, dude, you just showed us like your kid, like, and like it looks like that's when I was like, are you okay? Like it literally looked like he was like having like a fucking like panic attack or something. I was like, Jesus Christ.
He was cracking me up. Your face was so funny,
dude. I was concerned.
His little ad libs were cracking me up. Yeah, he sucks for me on my fantasy team. You were like, what the fuck is going on? Oh like my goodness.
2.0 do his shit, and he's just like, Desperados.
That was so funny. Well, Mr. Goody, or Mr. Bookie at 2.0, I appreciate y'all, and I promise I won't be late next week. But I appreciate you guys. Be good, y'all.
All right, thanks.
Later.
Dude,
So funny. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Number 10 in the bag. Really, Jeff Saturday. I'm not trying to hate on somebody, and I don't want someone to not have a job, but Jeff Saturday does not deserve this job. Uponeth thy Lord no bonnet. That is how in olden times you'd say on God no cap. Uponeth thy Lord no bonnet. Doesn't deserve the job. We'll see what happens with the Cowboys. We'll see what happens with the Eagles. Got some good football. Fuck the Bucks. Kyrie Irving's stupid. What else? Elon Musk is a tool. Yeah, you know, normal shit. I just appreciate you guys stopping by. Another episode in the bag. Like, follow, subscribe, share, whatever. Don't really give a shit. I just enjoy doing this, and this is a lot of fun. So if you don't like it, sorry, shut up. Still love you anyways. Whew. All right, you guys. I'm going to try to not fall asleep. Day off tomorrow. Big day. Gotta go shopping. Gotta get new tires. Holla at your boy. You guys be safe. Angry Black Quarterback. Out.